have two very special guests on the show today. So we have the lovely Feven and Audrey from the Receipts podcast. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm so excited about this episode because there's so much to talk about.
Yes, there's so much to talk about. But first of all, can I just say I was excited to meet you?
Oh, thank you.
I didn't realise it was your podcast, and I saw you at the time. I was like, oh my god, I follow your TikTok, and I love I love your commentary.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so surprised that you've seen me.
I've been in the comments, I'm sure, but because my name's just Audrey, it's not like Audrey from the Receipts. It could just be, do you know what I mean? It could be anybody. Yeah, so.
I'm so glad that my content is making its way in the right spaces. But thank you. No, honestly, I'm so glad to have both of you here because Feven, I love your Twitter spaces as well.
I get so shy about that.
Feven is so shy because when I hear her in the DM, she was like, I'm not funny. I'm like, what do you mean you're not funny? You're hilarious.
That is the biggest lie on going.
I was like, how can you not think you're funny? No, honestly, you know what? Let me not even start with the mess, but I was also in that space. What was it? No, it was Love Island. That space where everyone was beefing you guys because of the whole, was it Mimi and Josh?
Oh, because and look what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Crickets, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's quiet.
I did do a redemption space. I was like, well, weren't we saying?
Oh, I always missed those spaces because I even was on you about doing a Selling Sunset space as well, and then you did it, and I wasn't on Twitter. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great season.
But yeah, no, I'm so happy to have you both on. Thank you very much for stepping into the salon today. We always kind of start with pop culture. And at first I was thinking you might have to skip this and just talk completely about TV stuff because there's not really that much that's been happening this week. But I don't know if you saw what happened yesterday with Teyana Taylor.
I saw that.
Yeah. So just for a little background. So basically, this girl, Kayla Nicole, I think her name is, was on a podcast. Angel Reese is doing a podcast now, so she was hosting on there.
She'd be shooting hoops.
Yeah. Random, right? Like everybody that is now successful.
We need a microphone shortage, guys.
We actually need we need a break. You know, we need
everybody needs to be on the mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were doing a podcast and she basically asked her, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? And she basically told a story that I guess her and Aman were, together at the time or messing around, whatever they were doing. I don't know if it was a real relationship or not. And he apparently broke up with her for Teyana Taylor. So she was really heartbroken about it. And she decided to dress up as Teyana Taylor for Halloween. You know, that famous, her in the Fade video with Kanye West, that famous outfit where she was giving body, that one. And to be honest with you, I'm in two minds because I appreciate the honesty when someone asks you a real question. But I also would never, ever have told anybody that.
I would have taken that to the grave.
I would definitely.
Yeah. I probably also wouldn't have dressed up as the woman that this guy left.
I probably wouldn't have done that either, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah, and also, because when I saw the clip, I didn't watch it at first, so I thought she was talking about Taylor Swift and Travis. And so that it was only the next day I was like, oh, she's talking about Teyana Taylor.
Yeah, that is random. I even thought that she was trying to say that Teyana Taylor was dating that white man. But then I realised, no. Yeah, exactly. But then I realised, no, that the timelines wouldn't have made sense. But yeah, it's just a hot mess. It's just a hot mess. I just need people to stop giving unprovoked information about their personal lives. But also, it's mad 'cause I love it.
I know. Yeah.
I also love
it. Here for the best.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And what do you think of Teyana Taylor's reaction? Because I can't lie, as much as I was like, okay, Kayla didn't really need to volunteer that information, I was really surprised that Teyana reacted the way she did because, so much has happened with her that she hasn't responded to. Iman has been doing a lot. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Apparently, he's with Amber Rose now. Yeah. And apparently, they were messing around when they were still married. Yeah, so, and she didn't speak on that. But then this thing which is kind of small because she's basically saying the reason why she was triggered because she said she was famous at the time, which was shade to her. I'm like...
Because she's talking about it past tense.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think she was trying to throw shade at her. Yeah. Do you think she was?
The jury's still out on that one. I don't know. The way in which she said it, because the thing is, we all know Teyana Taylor is very much still relevant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so maybe she meant the height of her fame at the time. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about that.
Yeah. So you think it's likely that she could have maybe been taking a little...
If she was to turn around and say that absolutely was not shade, I would believe her. If she was to turn around and say that absolutely was shade, I would also believe her.
I read it as shade. I was like, you're trying to say that was her heyday.
Yeah. That's what it was giving. I'm leaning more towards that.
Yeah. But I was surprised Teyana responded. I wouldn't have like.
And with a paragraph as well, honey.
Exactly. It wasn't even that, like, even if she didn't mean it as shade, it wasn't really that serious compared to that. I think she felt stupid because she saw the outfit at the time and she liked it and commented thinking that she was, trying to, you know, I guess not intended to throw shade or to do exactly what she wanted to do in that moment. And she was like, wait, so you actually like trying to clown me, basically. So yeah, I think that's why she felt stupid. But I was kind of like, why have you not reserved this energy for Iman? But anyway.
Also, she looks unhinged. Like Kayla, she looks really unhinged.
I actually don't see like what were you gonna achieve by doing that? Like, how did that make you feel better? Like, that's what I don't get. Is that okay? It's a crazy moment, but it's like, what were you trying to actually get out of dressing up as her family? Like,
she commented on the picture because Teyana was like, I commented on everyone's picture, and it's like it's really weird.
And back then, none of us knew this tea, so it didn't. Exactly. So literally, it was. So you think that you're doing something, but actually you're not, because it hasn't landed in that way at all. I didn't know anything about him, about her and Iman and all the rest of it. So I honestly would have seen it as like paying homage kind of thing.
That's
so
what Teyana clearly did
yeah.
as well.
So
and I think that's another thing that she didn't really. She probably knew about her, but it didn't sound like she was anybody that serious to Iman. So she might have even overplayed the relationship in her mind and it actually wasn't like that serious, which is why when she saw the outfit at the time, she didn't think anything of it. But boy.
my God.
Did you guys also see that R. Kelly's daughter has come out and said that he's abused her?
I did. There's supposed to be a documentary, right?
Documentary. Is it another Surviving R. Kelly, like a season 3? Because
Not season.
Yeah, because there was 2 seasons of that. So I was like, is this an ongoing thing then that they're doing, or just a separate documentary? I'm not sure.
The daughter sets a feature on it.
Yeah, apparently. And I'm not really 100% sure because I didn't see beforehand, but apparently they've asked her before and she said that he hasn't abused her. So people are, well, you know how people are. People are automatically like, oh, she's lying, or they're just trying to get some money because, you know, they can't get money out of him in jail. But I don't like when people automatically go to not believe victims anyway. But I just feel like it's so irritating how people seem to still, to this point, not understand how nuanced and complex the whole topic of assault is, and that just because somebody has come out before and said that this person didn't abuse me doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Like, there could be so many reasons why they didn't want to speak up about it before.
Because her mum was also a victim, right? And I remember the thing that I didn't see, because I saw it and I was like, I just don't even want to read this. But she said that she told her mum at the time or something, and everyone was like, oh, her mum's wrong. And it's like, but actually her mum is kind of like, her mum was also a victim. So it's a difficult one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would be that far-fetched to believe that he'd be capable of doing that to his own child. He'd been doing it to other people's children. So I 100% believe her. Like, the man's in jail for these crimes, so it's not far-fetched at all.
No, I agree. And it's crazy. I was speaking to my friend about this recently, and she was saying that she's surprised that they haven't tried to get information about Diddy from R. Kelly at this point.
They probably have. They probably have.
But why wouldn't he speak on it? Because he's in jail now. Like, what is there to lose?
Yeah, but he still thinks he's innocent, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's still delusional. Yeah, he's very deluded.
Yeah, it's true. You know, he's still trying to cling to the lie at this point. Yeah, be like, no, nothing happened.
It's like asking Diddy like something right now. It's kind of like there's no point.
Yeah. Well, they've set his trial date now for May next year.
So he's going to be in jail until next May.
Yeah, basically.
My God.
I actually really can't believe it. You know, like, I'm very happy, but I'm very surprised that they've actually arrested him. Like, and it looks like he's really going to get time. Do you think he'll get time?
Absolutely.
100%.
There's no way. Because the thing is, even if, like, for me, I don't try to, like, unpack all of that stuff. Like, it is what it is. And even if for anybody who has any question marks over the Diddy case, just remind yourself of the video of Cassie. I think for that alone, he should be in jail for life. Yeah, exactly. Just based off of that. And anybody who believes that was like an isolated incident is completely delusional. If you're capable of doing that in a hotel room,
even in the lobby, not even in the room,
in a public place, only God knows what had been going on before then in the privacy of their own home. So for that alone, he should rot in jail, because that video to this day is still, it literally sends shivers down my spine to think like she was trying, oh my God, anyway, but yeah.
It's honestly so sad, and like you said, it's definitely not given that was the first time he ever did something like that.
That was someone that is confident in like abusing this individual, and it's like he should rot just for that alone. So.
He thought he was untouchable.
He absolutely thought he was untouchable. But I also need people to stop with the conspiracy theories, because I feel like it does, undermine the case in a way, because then things start to just become so ridiculous. Like, you focus on the rumours and the conspiracy theories.
You mean like people throwing B and J in it and stuff, yeah?
All of that stuff, like, can we just focus on who we actually have here?
Yeah.
And like what the facts of the situation are and what he's actually being indicted for. Like, let's focus on those things and just like allow it, because it's just, yeah, it's a bit much.
I feel like people do that though. They kind of get so ingrained in things and like, it's like, oh, I've seen so many videos of people like, oh yeah, and this person is linked like this. And it's like, that's why Jay-Z or whoever, Beyonce, and it's kind of like, Beyonce, I saw something about, they were saying Beyonce killed Aaliyah, and it's like, guys.
Oh, yeah, I heard that too.
Actually 18 when Aaliyah died.
Yeah.
I mean, let's apply it sense. I saw one of these weird TikTok conspiracy theories and someone was like, Diddy's born on the 4th, Beyonce's born on the 4th, Jay's born on the 4th, and I'm just like, shut the hell up.
You know, when I saw a couple of those as well, and I genuinely legit thought that they were jokes. I thought that people were taking the piss.
Getting serious.
And I was like, wait, you lot are really trying
No,
to
they
actually say,
mean it. And it's like giving like, I mean, you're probably too young to remember any of this stuff, but back in the day, it's giving like when everyone threw their CDs away. Do you remember that era?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
There was an era back in the day, and it was like all these weird YouTube would just kind of come on the scene at the time. So I think that people took, like, if you took the time out, the Illuminati stuff, and I just think that people thought that if you took the time to actually make a documentary in your spare time, there had to be some truth to it. When actually, no, not really. Anyone can just do anything. And it was like this. It was like the truth about hip hop DVDs. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And it was like
They were playing them at churches.
They were playing them at church, and all these weird pastors saying if you play these songs backwards, it's saying 666 and blah blah blah. And I remember actually.
I didn't know people threw out their CDs though.
Yeah.
And I say 2011, it was more like 2004 because I was definitely in uni. I was definitely in uni, and that's when it happened. And I remember going to uni and everyone throwing their CDs away.
That's crazy.
Like literally, like all of us threw their CDs away. And I remember just having like, I remember I had my Reasonable Doubt album, and I was just like, and my friend was like, Audrey, let it go. And I was like, oh, damn it, man, like, damn it.
Did you go back and buy it again?
But back then, I was like scraping through the garbage, like trying to get it in the depths of the night, trying to like get my CDs back. But no, people actually threw their stuff away. It was a mad time. And it feels like we're back there again.
But I'm not gonna lie, do you know my favourite conspiracy video, like Illuminati? It's when they unpack Beyonce Upgrade You video, and they're like, she's in the car boot, and it's in the...
They did that for Beautiful Nightmare as well.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what does the car boot signify?
Like new birth, I can't remember what it was, but she knows she's in the boot, and then he's driving, and then it was just like, and then she's at the front of the car, and it means this, and if you play like a Jay-Z song, he's saying Lucifer backwards.
Yeah. That's exactly what they used to say.
This is why it gets on my nerves anytime anyone unpacks and is so sure that just based off of their opinion or their feeling that this must mean X, Y, and Z. And it's like, you don't actually need to stop, because I'm not saying that, I'm sure there are people in the industry that are into like weird stuff or whatever, and I'm sure there is a little bit of truth to some of this Illuminati stuff. But to just say that anything means X, Y, and Z is just like, you actually can't do that. Like,
it's now profitable though, because if I was to make if any one of us was to make a TikTok like that, our views would go through the roof. We're making bank.
But what about the 444 thing? That had 4 million views. So what about that? So were you going to give back the money that you made because it had 4 million views? Does that mean that you're involved? No, but you're going to collect your money from TikTok. So shut the hell up.
He's part of it too.
Exactly, you're part of it. You got 4 million. You got 4 million views. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, come on. Why does it not apply to you with the 4? Get out of here.
You know what? I saw a YouTuber recently that was talking about. Did you guys see the clip? Oh, actually, I think the interview's probably come out by now. But Orlando Brown and Jaguar.
I put it on my stories
I need
today.
to watch it.
I was like, talent show day at the hospital.
Is it like insane?
He said she wrote The Matrix.
Yeah, and she was like agreeing with it. Like, guys, I mean, come on. Like, are we actually being so for real here?
And I was watching a YouTuber talk about it. She was like, you know what? I think that Orlando Brown and Jaguar Wright just say any random bullshit and they get a kick out of seeing how many people believe it. Because there's always people in the comments like, no, but if this actually makes sense, because if you break it down and like, no, like this actually could be the truth. It's like, oh my God, you really lapping this up.
The worst people are the ones that say, well, they haven't been sued. And actually, thank God, some people on TikTok have done videos like talking about why they potentially haven't been sued. And the reason why they haven't been sued is, but one, because is it going to be worth it? Like, it actually costs money to go to court and do litigation and all of that. So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to defamation and libel and stuff like that, they have to prove that these accusations have impacted their careers and their outcomes and their earnings. Of course it hasn't. So That's the reason why. It's not just because she's speaking the truth and everyone's too scared. And also, they can't win in these situations because when Piers Morgan did what he did and they got lawyers involved there, people were like, see, they're guilty, they got lawyers involved. So yeah, exactly. So you can't win.
But I feel like with the Piers Morgan thing, the reason why Beyonce and Jay-Z might have done that is because that's like her that's the biggest thing I've ever seen her on.
That's an actual mainstream.
I'm surprised.
This is absolutely stunning, honey. Yes.
Yeah, like he had Baby Reindeer, although that interview was.
Yeah, he's very immoral when it comes to like, he'll platform anybody. And the thing is, even though he's edited it, I can never say that word, but you guys know what I mean. Even though that part of the interview's been removed and he's apologised, he's the kind of person who doesn't care. It's happened now. You've got the clicks, you've got the views already, so, he's made the money, so.
It's so true. And the thing is, I've heard, like, Claudia Jordan said that she tried to send Jaguar Wright a cease and desist, but she doesn't have an address, so so there's also that.
I also saw something, I don't know if it's true, but about Jaguar Wright, like, throwing her
dead son's ashes, that is true, yeah. So she had like an episode, I don't want to even call it an episode because I don't know that she's got anything wrong with her like that, but apparently she got really angry at someone in the midst of an argument and she threw her dead son's ashes over someone.
Oh my God, what?
This is the kind of person we're dealing with. And again, I'm not even saying she's completely wrong because a broken clock and all of that, but I think a majority, she said that the Temptations ran a train on Patti LaBelle.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's not funny, but it's...
I don't know why that was
No, I don't know where she says she knows for a fact that the Temptations ran a train on Patti.
Like, why is Patti LaBelle in it?
Exactly. Like, so you were around during Motown days. Okay, girl.
How old is she?
Because isn't she the one that sings on that Jay-Z song? She's my
Song
God.
Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's one of his backing singers or something, right? Jay-Z's.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like, I do think that there could be a lot of truth because I've heard that there's some of the stuff she said has come to pass, like it has been true. So I'm sure that there is truth in what she's saying. And even if she is like, has mental health issues or whatever, like a lot of the time, a lot of people, that are suffering can speak on the truth. And it's just because of, how they are, people automatically don't believe them. So I do think it's a two things can be true situation, but I do think you need to take a pinch of salt where it comes to, because it might not even necessarily be because of her mental health issues. Some people just like attention, or some people just like how it feels when people are latching onto their every word and they just get carried away, and just stop saying anything. Like, it could just be that. Like, 100%. So.
Wait, was she on Clubhouse? No, that was Nosy Her.
Yeah, no, that was Nosy.
No.
But I wouldn't be surprised if she has been on there though. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if she was just on there talking about, well, the thing is.
Have you seen the TikTokers making?
Yeah, she's I've seen one particular woman and she's so good. And then someone commented and they were like, all you need now is like, I got 5 on it.
I got 5.
In the background, dun dun. Well,
No, oh my God.
Jay-Z.
So that's actually coming. I'm sure some people do.
Jay-Z, when I was there, and I caught him in a room with Lenny Kravitz. But let me tell you about Lenny Kravitz. Dun dun. It's just insane. Like it's insane. It's insane, truly.
Oh, you know what? One thing about her, she's a hell of a storyteller.
No, she is. Like this is all like being channeled in the wrong way. Again, I'm not even saying she's wrong.
Yeah, no.
But some of the stuff is very like Googleable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously everything she said about Diddy's come to pass. She's been saying that Diddy has been trafficking for years. Like, I will give her flowers on that one. Yeah. But the rest, she said that Megan Thee Stallion is a man. Like,
I saw that, and she slept with Nicki.
She knows that for a fact. Like, sis.
I know that's not true. Like, if I had to put my money on anything, that's cat.
Broken clock. She's definitely a broken clock.
100%.
But I'm gonna watch that. I need to watch her and Orlando.
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
I definitely have to watch that, just for the pure, whether or not I believe what they're saying, just for the pure entertainment.
It's a hot mess, but yeah, watch it.
Did you see, well, I guess you have seen, because he won't stop talking, but DDG and Halle have broken up now, and yeah, that's...
I didn't really like him.
You like it?
No, I didn't really like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there were certain points in her. I don't want to say career because obviously her career's still going on, but I feel like he was always undermining her. So I was never a fan. I feel like he's talking too much. Post breakup, he's talking a lot.
It's given Halle broke up with him.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. He was doing a lot, especially doing her Little Mermaid run. It felt like he was just
nasty.
doing everything to take her shine, and I really didn't like that.
And there was nothing else to that but that. Do you know what I mean? There was no
exactly.
excuses for what he was doing. That was nasty. I can't rate that.
And I was speaking about this to my friend as well, and she also wonders whether or not how much he was posting about Halo might have been one of the things that tipped the scales a bit and like just made her call it quits, because he was posting a lot, and obviously he turned into a whole meme. Yeah. And Halle doesn't really like post, like she posts 1 or 2 pictures of him, and even before that, they weren't really trying to even show that she was pregnant. Like they were very private before, and then all of a sudden, it was like their baby's in our face all the time.
But I kind of have an unpopular opinion about that, right? There were like these lives when she was with Chloe. I always get them confused, by the way. Even though I went to see Chloe in concert and Halle was there, she was at the front. And I'm actually, it's so funny because after the concert, they ended up in like KFC Shepherd's Bush, and I was like, wow.
Oh my God, did you go to the same one
vegan.
that I went to?
Yeah,
it was Shepherd's Bush. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you must have been at the front, so I did not see Halle.
So we were upstairs, and I feel like the mum was there as well.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, I can see it.
And they went to KFC after? Interesting.
Or before, but there was like a clip of them in KFC. But back to, I just think with that, what was my point? I've forgotten.
Sorry, unpopular opinion.
I feel like they were just doing things like, she'll be on live and it's like you've got the kid, but then you're hiding the kid's face. It's kind of like, just don't have the kid in the live. It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like you want us to ask.
Yeah, and you know how your fans are, so it's kind of like, why not like just do the side of his head, the back of his head, but then why taunt them with the live? And you know he's a baby, his head is gonna move. Like he's not gonna be like, oh, let me stay facing you, mum, so I'm not on camera. Like it's just a bit weird.
I actually didn't even know she'd done that.
There was just I feel like she was teasing the fans a bit.
A bit, yeah, because I'd only heard really like people being upset with the fact that she didn't tell them that she was obviously pregnant and then just had a baby.
I understand the pregnancy thing, but because you want to protect your peace during that, and no one knows what kind of pregnancy she had. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the last thing you want to have to deal with is comments from fans, because people are not always nice, especially on that scale. But I do think that like what you were saying is actually probably true about because I think with someone like DDG, whose whole thing is like he's a content creator, right? And I think that using Halo probably wasn't intentional. I think he genuinely was just happy to be a dad and posting him, and then you're seeing that actually this is getting you a lot of numbers. And when you do that, when you're a content creator like entirely, and you're kind of known for doing that, you will kind of find anything that's going to get you the clicks and the numbers and stuff. Whereas Halle has a whole other career that she can lean on, doesn't necessarily have to do that. So yeah, I think the two things were true. I think that he genuinely does love like being a dad, and it's very sweet, like their interactions. But he probably also was realizing that actually I can make money off of this. But no one wants their child to be a meme. Like that's your whole ass child. Do you know what I mean? Like,
especially when he's just born, literally like 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. So I believe that could have been a massive bone of contention in their relationship.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, But I might be problematic here.
Go for it.
I kind of feel like she knew what kind of man she was having a child with. She knows him.
But maybe she didn't really think about it past having a baby. Because you know it can be so easy to like be with a certain type of man and be like, you know, it is what it is when you're, you know, single, well not single, but you know, you're young and you're not married and you know, he's just your boyfriend. Whereas now when you have a child and you just have a certain way that you want to do things and he's just going against that, that I can see why that, because I agree, because I kind of felt like that about Halle when everyone was like, oh, we hate DDG for her, get her away from him. I was like, she's there willingly. Like, she's
not gone to her head.
You can't even tell her to blink twice. She chose it to be there.
100%. So I was 100% thinking that before, but I can see why or how, if this is the case, why now it might be like, you know what, this was cute, but now...
It was cute then, but like...
No, it's actually not what I want.
And people are allowed to change their minds. Like, things happen in relationships and all the rest of it. And, yeah, I mean, I've seen all the think pieces and stuff like that. I don't know, it's...
You know what, one thing about... Because sometimes I have some days where I'm like, I love the fact that something can be happening in the world and people can gravitate towards it and give their opinion, and we can kind of all be united in that sense that we're all seeing this thing and just giving our own like opinions and thoughts. But sometimes it can be so draining just having a think piece on everything.
Some of the takes are very wild, but I'm the same. Like, I really love hearing people's opinions on things because sometimes people offer perspectives that just would not have crossed my mind, and I'm like, oh yeah.
That's why I love podcasts and reviews and stuff, because I love to hear other people's thoughts on things.
It depends on the person, guys. Sometimes, like, if it's like a bird or a nig cell,
Yeah,
I don't want to hear your
yeah, no,
I
that's
don't want to
true.
hear it.
Yeah. I can't listen to people that make me angry.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like any time that I felt myself getting angry at what they're saying, I don't need to be checking out your content like that, to be honest with you.
Or if I hear a certain word, if I hear female, I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm the same. I switch off.
Like, you know that video you sent.
Oh my God.
When I heard her say, these Australian females,
Yeah,
and I
that was
was like,
embarrassing.
I'm thinking of the live that you guys did, not live, Twitter space that you guys did after Love is Blind, where you had Aaron on, and he kept saying female.
He got
I
checked.
kept checking him like multiple times.
And he kept doing it. I was honestly crying. So I was
It's
like,
embarrassing.
what does he keep
It
saying?
honestly makes me cringe when people say that.
I actually didn't think that people really use it that often as much as...
UK, right?
Yeah, they do.
As a substitute for women, that's so weird, because
But we
who
never
says
used to.
male?
But we never used to,
the thing is
though.
we did, we just weren't privy to it. No, when you're like woke to something, you can't unhear it. Like, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
Do
true.
you know what I mean?
I
But-
never grew up to
Because I didn't remember hearing it that much before either.
girls.
Because I don't
girls or
recall
women,
using
that's
the
it.
word female, but not for the reasons that we know it to be problematic. I just don't. It just sounded weird to me. But like, we love that time here. Like,
I really thought it was more American people
no,
saying
because
it.
you know these men and these females. Like, oh my God, it.
But it's so weird because they'll never say males for anything. It's
Yeah.
always females. It's like, why?
I was on a TikTok the other day and a TikTok live, and someone kept on referring to women and males, and I was like, I know for a fact this is intentional, because you know when you can tell this person like was actually making points. If it was anybody else like that I thought sounded a bit dim, then I'd be like, no, probably not. But I could tell she was doing it on purpose. She was like, because you know women and you males, like she kept it, and I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
But I like when I see it in tweets as well. When someone's like, really go, you know, these males, and I'm like, yes.
Honestly, we should start doing that. I wonder if it'll upset them.
Well, because they fail to understand, because they genuinely don't get it when like certain type of man, if you correct them, they're like, but what do you mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Females are females, innit? But you don't refer to men as males. Like, if you said males and females, then cool. But you don't. You say men and you say females, and that feels derogatory to me.
It feels like at least subconsciously you know
Yeah,
what you're
very
doing,
much
because otherwise
so.
you would just say males.
Exactly.
But Aaron kept saying it again
Yeah,
and
he
again.
did.
I was honestly, that's why I was laughing, because I was like, no, he actually like won't stop.
And then he was going on tight with the discount code. It was like,
Discount
free
code?
up a discount code for
15%
his restaurant
on
in
his
Milton
wings or
Keynes.
whatever, yeah.
And then Deborah was like, oh, I went to your restaurant. I actually ordered food from there. She
She
ordered
will.
wings.
Or was she trolling?
Is it good?
Oh my God.
She said it was all right, but I guess like delivery is different. So
Oh,
she was
yeah,
all right.
you
And
gotta be
then,
there.
What was she doing all the way down there?
but she does go to Milton Keynes though, I think for work.
Oh,
It's
I
very industrial.
absolutely love
They're so cute.
my girls. Look how cute they are. They are to
I
die.
love them.
Oh, they're so cute. I was gonna say, do them in the camera
They're
if you can.
so
They're
cute.
so
Like
cute.
they're sparkling. Ooh, 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 ooh. Put your sunglasses on.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Thank you, babe. They're gorgeous. I love them.
Have you guys seen Stormzy and Victoria Monet are now a thing?
Send the flood. Sorry, I know it might be complicated and techy for you. Send the flood. Victoria, run.
What? Oh.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm
Because of
no.
all
No.
the colorism from before.
It's not even the colorism thing. It's like, well, I don't want to say colorism thing because that sounds like I'm disregarding it. But I just, like, I love Victoria Monet,
Yeah, me too.
I don't get what it is about Stormzy. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I don't know if it's.
He's tall, successful, got money. I get it.
A man of God.
I don't get.
Oh,
Oh, man of God.
yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like,
fine.
I get that last part of it.
Yeah, very much so. Listen. I love Stormzy. I know him personally.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't lie, it's like Stormzy.
And he's honestly such a nice guy.
He does give off that vibe though.
And it's so mad
I
because
can't like sorry for him, but you know.
anytime I'm in like any space with Stormzy, I'm always like of the belief that like I just always think that people don't remember me. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, no, like you're Stormzy. Do you know? You're not gonna. There's never been a time where I've been in his presence where he hasn't been like, yo, Audrey, and come over and been the one to come over and say hi. And the thing is, I want to do it, but I just don't want to be like, oh my God, you might not. But there's never been a time where he hasn't come up and given me a hug and been like, yo, and said hello. Like not one time.
Yeah.
But is that because he remembers you because Melissa's your friend?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But still, do you know what I mean?
doesn't have to at the same time.
Whether it's the
He doesn't
podcast,
have
whether
to.
it's Mel, whatever, he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
And when you're on that magnitude, you meet so many people. So that's my thing. I'm always like, oh, you're not going to remember little old me. Not that I don't rate myself, because I do, but I just think that people know so many people.
Yeah.
But he's so kind. Like, there's never been a time where he's not pleasant, ever. Yeah. And I always find that with people that like I've interacted with, it's always the bigger they are, the nicer they are. Yeah. It's literally always the way. Like,
do you know who's really nice? Alicia Dixon.
The nicest person.
The nicest person I've worked with professionally is Alicia Dixon.
She came on the pod.
So nice.
I know, I listened to that episode.
The
and she
nicest
so
person in the industry.
Normal.
All she does is laugh.
Yeah.
Like, she's so fun, so likable, so kind. Like, to this day, when she like replies to like a story with something, I'm like, you're Alicia Dixon.
Yeah,
like,
it's like mad.
But she's so nice.
She
like,
is nice.
Even Maya, like, literally the nicest people.
You know
Maya Jam, actually, I didn't know
Maya
her.
is
She was
so
cool.
nice.
Yeah, Maya was nice. Like, she was nice.
So nice. So humble. Like, it's always the bigger they are, just the more humble they are.
Yeah. You know what's so funny about you saying that is that I just listened to like the 2 episodes. I told you I listened to the episode with your Paul, but I also listened to the episode with you guys and Louis through.
Yeah. I started that today. That's so weird.
I just listened to that last night. I enjoyed that.
Everyone loved it.
You guys need to do more episodes where you do your receipts.
Yeah, with people. Yeah. 100%.
Alicia Dixon was the same in it.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Yeah. It's so like. I think there's something about you being in a position where you're kind of helping people out with their dilemmas. You have to be yourself. Like, it just kind of brings yourself out of it. And it's just so nice to get to see that side of them. And Louis, honestly, for me, I know who he is, obviously, but I never really checked out his interviews like that or his documentaries. I just know he's Louis Theroux.
I've watched his documentary.
When, like, that episode, I was like, I really like this guy. He seems so nice and genuine and down to earth.
Story, just off the back of you saying down to earth, literally, we've had people come on the podcast, we have all talks, obviously, and everyone's been lovely for the most part, but people always come with entourages. I swear to God, we were in the room.
You said that on the show.
We were in the green room just waiting, and then he just came in, but he rode on his bike. He came in, literally no management, no PR, nothing, just he pulled up by himself. And he was just so humble, so lovely, just ready to go. Like, literally, he was so nice.
But you know why it is? And I hate to be that person, that London supremacist, that Northwest London supremacist.
He is from Northwest.
So he lives in Northwest London.
He does.
Actually, during like a couple of years ago, he used to live on my childhood road, Sellens Avenue. And then he moved to Bronsbury Park, so like further away. Okay. So I was like, I think it's because he's just been around normal, like he's not in like Primrose Hill or wherever. He's just, and I don't know if it's true, but I read in the local paper. Sometimes I do read the local paper.
The Northwest Press.
No, it's the Kilburn Times.
Oh,
okay. Kilburn Times. But like he shows up for like he used to show up for like the Harlesden Committee, like neighbourhood programme or whatever. Like he's really like normal, regular. But he's moved out of the area now. So I think he's quite like a normal person.
Yeah. He is a normal person. Like he was gagged that we were gagged that he didn't have like a whole bunch, because we've had people, like, obviously we had Kalani, and Kalani's like massive. Yeah. She had like 55 people.
What?
Oh, she had so many people with her, and it was mad because like sometimes you can tell that they don't even want it. It just comes with the territory. Like you could tell she just wanted to be like, just leave me alone. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, she wasn't moody when she first, she was lovely. Like, she was lovely, but she was the kind of person that when the cameras came on, she came to life. Do you know what I mean? But when you're surrounded by so many people all the time, I can imagine it can get quite draining. But Louis just pulled up, like, we were so shocked. We were sitting in the green room just waiting, and like we're thinking he's probably going to be late, whatever. He came, he was like 10 minutes early, and he was like, "Are you guys ready for me?" And we were just like, "Oh, like yeah, like, we weren't even ready." Like, honestly, the nicest person.
And the bit that I've got to is when he's saying like Heady 1 is the latest.
I was like, he was like, who's the latest? And we were just like, we were being PC, and he was like, well, the latest person I ever had was Heady 1. No, he was just, it was
honestly, I love how he had such an interesting insight to all the dilemmas as well. Like he was really, really like,
amongst all the weird things he's seen and come across in his time and doing what he does, he was actually still shocked by the dilemmas. And I was just like, oh, we didn't think he'd be shocked by anything, but he was. You know?
Oh wow, and you've seen like,
and he's seen it all.
Yeah, he has.
Like they're crazy.
Very much so. Very much so. But yeah.
Oh my God! Please never stop doing your receipts.
Yeah, please don't.
Your receipts is like.
Also, guys, can we just have a moment and like cheers to the receipts thriving?
Cheers.
Like well.
Like
Clink, 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 clink.
I was listening to like your episodes last night, and it's so funny how when you listen to something continuously, you forget about how much it's like certain things have carried you through certain times in life. Like I remember when I first came across your podcast, it's because I was looking for podcasts to listen to, and I like put in my group chat like, does anyone know any? Because I was really listening to like American ones, like not really any UK based ones that like threw in the receipts in there. So I listened I literally loved it so much, and I went back to listen to all of your podcasts from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like unemployed at the time.
I know that's right.
Like, I was like, I know nothing but time on my hands. I was binging my way through them, and I was like, no, I love this podcast. So I literally listened to every episode almost.
So what it's there for, like, we actually created it for like Black British women, to just catch a vibe and just to relate to the stories, to know what we're talking about. It's like an inside joke. Do you know what I mean? Obviously it's international, but it's like it's for us. Honestly, but it's like for us kind of thing.
It's relatable.
Like, and if you know, you know kind of vibe. So yeah, that makes me happy.